Alright, hello everybody. My final project was inspired by this article, which I read a few years ago, asking if pop lyrics are getting more repetitive, and I decided to try and do some text processing of my own on my favorite artist, Taylor Swift, and see if I could see, okay, are her lyrics in her songs getting more or less repetitive with time? Are certain albums more or less repetitive than others? So the first step was coming to a lyrics website and using a web scraping package called Beautiful Soup to try to get all the lyrics from here. But I also wanted to filter out albums I didn't want. For example, the Christmas song collection, I didn't want to include that, and I didn't want to include just kind of the catch-all category for singles. I just wanted the studio albums. So once I did that and got all those text files, then I had all these text files written in that I filtered, took out punctuation, made it all lowercase, things like that. And I wasn't quite able to use the algorithm that the person used in this article that inspired me, because it was a little too complicated for me. So instead I just used percent of unique words in a song as a proxy for repetitiveness. And I then end up with a whole dictionary of every song and a value for how repetitive that song is. And we see that the least repetitive song is the song Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, which almost half of it is unique words. And the most repetitive song is Out of the Woods, which only 17% of the words are unique. And if any of you have heard that song, you know that that's definitely true, so that's kind of give me a good feeling of, okay, I'm on the right track. But Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, turns out this one just has such a high score because it's a really slow song. So it doesn't have that many words to begin with. But if we scroll through and look at the albums, we see, okay, the debut album, some 30s, some 40s, and that makes sense if you're familiar with these songs. You know, it seems pretty typical. But if we scroll all the way up to, say, 1989, which people say was Taylor Swift's switch to pop songs, we then see a lot of teen percentages and low 30s and 20s, so we see there aren't that many unique words. So that kind of tells me that this is a decent proxy for repetitiveness in songs, but there's definitely more that can be done here, and this is a project in progress, and I'm going to try and figure out that more complicated algorithm, and then also a good next step will be trying to figure out a way to graphically display this so it's more interesting and easy to understand. Thanks for watching, and thanks so much to everyone in CodeInPlace who made this possible.